Hey everybody, this is Pat Torpy from Mr. Big, and you're listening to Music Mania.
You ready for some screaming heavy metal? We rock!
But the evil that men do lives on.
We gonna bang your head!
You are now listening to the Music Mania Podcast, brought to you by CD Warehouse in Gladstone, the #1 hard rock podcast in the Midwest, featuring hard-hitting interviews with rock's living legends. And now, here's your host, Clint Switzer.
And I could not be more excited for this episode of the Music Mania Podcast, as we're going to be joined later on by Foreigner bassist, Dokken bassist, Jeff Pilson. He's going to be making his third appearance here on the Music Mania Podcast. He's been a friend of the show's from back in 2013 when we were first able to meet him. We did an in-person interview at the State Fair in Missouri. Foreigner, back on top, man. They're playing here at the Starlight Theater with Cheap Trick and Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience. Foreigner doing a headlining tour. It's their 40th anniversary. Everybody's super excited about it. Foreigner headlining this thing, big venues, big numbers every night, and really, it is just so unbelievable to see because this version of Foreigner is absolutely high octane. The performances are great, and it's going to be great to catch up with Jeff Pilson. Again, we're going to be talking about the Dokken reunion tour. How did that go? That happened back in September and October of 2016, but we're going to be talking to him about that, talk about the live DVD they're going to have coming out, and of course, we'll check in and see if they maybe have any other plans to do any other touring here in North America, because of course we only got the one show last September, so we're going to be catching up with him about any and all things that he has going on. Jeff, always a busy guy, one of the busiest guys in rock. He, of course, produces. He's producing the new Last in Line album. Love those guys. He did their first one as well. Going to ask him about the Dio hologram tour. Of course, Jeff played with Dio for 3 albums for about 8 years total, and we're going to be asking him about that, what he thinks about the Dio hologram tour. A lot of controversy about that. But I'll tell you, Foreigner, once again, it's going to be great to have them here at Starlight Theater. It's going to be on August 15th, Tuesday night. Hope to see you guys out there for that. You're going to be, witnessing a tremendous show. Foreigner with hit after hit. It's their 40th anniversary. What they've been able to do to forge ahead with this new band, with this new incarnation, I give them huge props for it because here they are headlining, and it's almost unbelievable to think that, considering when they first kind of, Mick Jones put this band back together after the original members had kind of dissolved. He gets Jeff Pilson. He gets Kelly Hansen on vocals, who is a beast, by the way. And 13 years later, here they are headlining. After having to take their lumps, they opened for bands like Def Leppard and Styx. Here they are, forging ahead, and it's great to see that. And I tell you what, when we come back, we're going to be joined by none other than our good friend, Foreigner bassist Jeff Pilson. If you miss the experience and atmosphere of an old-school record store, then visit CD Warehouse in Gladstone. Your one-stop shop for CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, and more. We just moved downstairs from our previous location, so visit us at 2504 Northeast 57th Terrace in Kansas City, Missouri, or call 816-455-2130. CD Warehouse, 22 years strong in North Kansas City, Missouri. And don't forget, we buy, sell, and trade. Hey, Jeff, it's Clint Switzer from Music Mania. How you doing, man?
Great. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Great to have you back on. And if my math is correct here, which it isn't always, this should have you in Cincinnati, Ohio this morning, correct?
Wow, that's math. I thought that was geography, but okay, close enough. Yes, you are right. I'm in Cincinnati.
It also could be considered stalking, I guess, at this point, which is also scary. But no, it's great to hear from you, man. Smack dab in the middle of this 40th anniversary tour, man. How's everything been going out there on the road? Been doing a lot of dates, obviously.
It's been amazing. The business has been going great. The event itself, it's just so... having Jason Bonham open up doing the Led Zeppelin set, having Cheap Trick, who are one of the greatest bands on the planet, and then us doing an hour and a half, it's just an amazing night of music, and I couldn't be more excited about what's happening and the reaction we're getting.
Well, before we kind of get into more of that, let's take a step back. You joined this band back in 2004, and to see where things are now, it's almost unbelievable. To me, it's almost like Foreigner had to forge a new path. This new version of Foreigner had to do that, but here you guys go. I believe back in 2007, you were opening on bills. 2008, 9, first band on some of these bigger bills. Now here you are, you're headlining this tour, like you said, Cheap Trick, Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin experience. It's almost as if this band has had to forge a new path. It's almost starting over back in 04 when you guys joined, when Kelly Hansen joined in 05. Now you guys have done that. Here you are, and really playing these big venues with you guys headlining. That's kind of unbelievable when you think about it, isn't it?
Sure, it is like starting over, and it's been great. And we built up together, and you know what? That makes for a stronger band, and it gives us a bond that really can't be broken. So, we're firing on all cylinders right now. Absolutely no doubt about it.
It is absolutely the case, and just being able to have seen you guys a couple of times here in the last couple of years, this band is very solidified out there, and maybe just from all the positive reviews, word of mouth, you guys opened for Kid Rock a few years ago in some bigger venues, and just kind of getting out there again, and now it's to the point where everybody knows what this band is capable of, and I know it's been special, 40th anniversary, for a guy like Mick Jones, who's been there since the beginning, since the first album in '77. But you guys have been joined by some of the original band as well, which has been really cool.
Yeah, at Jones Beach in New York, three guys from the original band, Lou Graham, Al Greenwood, and Ian McDonald, came up and joined us for 3 songs at the end, and it was a real special event, and you could just feel the crowd get all excited, and what a great way to celebrate the 40th, and bringing all the incarnations together, and it was a great vibe and great music, and I'm hoping that we can see some more of that.
Well, definitely the case, and kind of switching gears just for a moment. Just a few weeks ago in Vegas, was able to catch up with some of your friends from Last in Line. They had a show out there. Was able to catch up with Phil Soussan, the bassist for Last in Line. They talked about the album, of course, that you produced in 2016. But also talked about that there could be another one coming. I know you're all into the production work. What's going to be new here with them?
Actually, the day after I get off this tour, I start working with them. So yes, there is another Last in Line record coming, and I'm really excited about it. Love those guys. It's an amazing band to work with. I'm so proud of that first record, and I know that this one's going to be great too, so I'm very excited.
What a live show they put on. I think Andrew Freeman does such a good job.
It's amazing.
Absolutely, and of course, when we talk to Phil Soussan, what a tough situation for him having to come in to fill in for Jimmy Bain, of course, who passed away. Another rock tragedy right there, and just kind of interesting getting his perspective coming in there, having to take over in his shoes. So another unfortunate situation there, but they've been able to move on from that too.
That's right.
Obviously, just keeping Ronnie James Dio's memory alive. Of course, that band does such a good job of it. You played with Dio for 3 albums and for several years, and hard to believe it's now been 7 years since Dio passed. I know you were very close with Ronnie.
I was indeed, and it's hardly a day goes by where I don't think about him. But I think the best way to do it is to honor him with music, because he loved music and he was such an amazing musician and human being, and that's one of the reasons why I think the Last in Line album really connects with people, because it's real. It's that same. It was the same group of guys that created Holy Diver, and they came together again. And Ronnie wasn't there, but his spirit was. And Andrew, who had some pretty heavy duty shoes to fill, just did an amazing job. So, and I think me having known Ronnie and been in the band and everything, it kind of helped give me a perspective as a producer, because I could be an objective ear, but I also had I had connections with the whole thing that made sense. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing another record with them. It's going to be great.
And keeping music alive, I think is going to be very important going into the future, just as we've lost so many guys in the last just few years alone. But the one thing where I kind of draw the line, and I'm interested to get your thoughts on this hologram tour. What do you think about that?
I haven't actually seen it in person, but I've seen some pretty interesting pictures, and I saw a video for a moment, and it actually looked really cool to me. I thought they did a great job on it. Again, I haven't seen it in person, but from what I've seen, it looks pretty amazing. And Ronnie loved technology, and he loves this. I think deep down, he would have loved the thought that that could have happened. And, probably knowing him, because he was quite an imaginative guy, he probably did imagine that something like that could happen. And honestly, I think Ronnie would have approved.
I like, that's interesting, because, most fans just go into the assumption of Ronnie would never have approved of this. His wife's just running it into the ground. And so it's interesting to get a perspective from a bandmate and a friend. I think that's it's good to have that side of it. And I think that might have just changed my mind right there. I think I'm on board.
I hope so.
Awesome. That's really cool. And obviously, all that you've done, and just in the last year, of course, reuniting with Dokken. It's been almost a year now. Crazy to think, because that was such a big deal. How did that go? Just kind of, how was everybody getting along, and how much did you enjoy that kind of personally?
Well, I enjoyed it quite a bit personally, and because of Dokken's history, I wasn't necessarily expecting to enjoy it personally as much as I did. But we ended up getting along great. We went out there and did the shows, and the audience reaction, kind of made it all worthwhile right there. And the cool thing is we've got a live DVD, the CD coming out, and we managed to write a new song, which we recorded that in the studio, that is going to be part of the package of the new live DVD, and it came out amazing. Plus, we did 2 acoustic remakes of a couple of the old Dokken songs that came out really amazing. So, pretty excited at the whole package in general. It came out just amazing, and I've been improving mixes out here on the road the last few weeks. So, I think that's going to be. We'll be seeing that by the end of the year, and it really came out great. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, one thing that people point out, of course, is that you guys only did one show in North America, and that was in the Badlands in Sioux Falls. Mm-hmm. Would there ever be a chance of maybe revisiting this down the road at some point?
Well, I would never say never, because it's a good thing I didn't say never before, because it ended up happening.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't rule it out. The thing that's tricky is that our schedules are very hard to get together. The reason it worked out with that particular reunion is the Japanese were very, very helpful in helping organize it, and they actually got a copy of the Foreigner tour schedule and booked around that, which made it impossible to say no, and they really went the extra mile for us. So, but barring something like that, it's very, very hard to schedule time for something like that. But we'll see, and I hope so. I hope it happens. I really enjoyed working with the guys again, and like I say, when you hear how strong the new song is, you're gonna be shocked that we ever took a break. So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's unreal, and just you, one of the busiest guys in rock, really, as you look at it, on this tour with Foreigner. All these dates and these big venues, it's so exciting, and what a band it is right now. And I think that one thing that has impressed me so much is Kelly Hansen on vocals, what he brings to the band. I was always a big Hurricane fan, and always enjoyed his work from Hurricane, kind of an obscure-ish band, from the 80s, but Kelly's just a monster vocally, and I think that more people are seeing that now than ever. Just talk about what Kelly Hansen is, what he does, and night after night, man, he really brings it.
You know what? Kelly's, I think, one of the best frontmen in rock right now, and his voice is amazing. Every night he's hitting all the notes, and he puts his heart out every single show. It's just incredible, and he alone is worth the price of admission. But then when you add in that, yes, the band is pretty damn good, and then when you have 2 other bands like Jason Bonham and Cheap Trick, this is, I think, personally, I'm a little biased, but personally, this is the event of the summer to me.
Yeah, it is. It's coming up.
Strong package. It really is.
It is. It's coming up here in Kansas City here on August 15th, Tuesday at Starlight Amphitheater. We're going to be there, of course, as in every time you guys hit Kansas City, we're there for that. Cannot wait. Wait for that. It's going to be an awesome event. Cheap Trick. When you joined the band in 2004, did you ever see Foreigner kind of getting back to this level? Because like I said earlier, it's kind of unbelievable how things have changed in 13 years. Did you ever envision this being possible?
Yeah, I actually did, because I have a lot of faith in Mick Jones's vision, and that was kind of the plan from day one. Is if we're going to do this, we're going to build it back, and we're going to get to where we need to be. And I have a lot of faith, and like I say, I have so much faith in what how Mick views things. He's truly a visionary, and it's great to be around it, and it's great to learn from him. And I will say, sure, I didn't expect it to happen overnight, nor did it.
Yeah.
It took a while, but no, I'm really not surprised, to be honest with you. I'm really not. And I knew, especially once Kelly joined the band, I knew how strong this was going to be, and we've proven ourselves right.
Yeah, when you just the energy and the songs hit after hit, people that aren't familiar with this incarnation of the band, the times that I've seen and just talking to people afterwards, everyone says this is unbeatable, and this it really is. And like you said, this is certainly I think one of the tours of the summer, and it's coming here to Kansas City. Can't wait to see you guys, Jeff. I know you got a show. I know you got a show here in Cincinnati here tonight, and yes, I was able to figure that out geographically as a big Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego fan growing up. I was able to pinpoint that on a map. So hey, cannot thank you enough for joining us. And Jeff, just on a personal note, this is your third time here on the podcast, making you the most. You've been on the show the most times of anyone. So I guess that's a badge of honor you can carry around.
Impressed.
That's
how cool. That's great, man. Well, listen, best of luck on everything. You do a spectacular job. Appreciate all you do, and can't wait to see you in Kansas City, and just keep rocking, man.
You always, Jeff. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you in KC, and good luck the rest of the tour, my man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, our good friend Jeff Pilson joining us from Cincinnati, Ohio, as Foreigner getting ready to do a show, and they're going to be here in Kansas City on the 15th of August, coming up just in a few days. So look forward to seeing them again. It's been, last May, I was able to catch them down at a casino in down near the... And it's been actually since last May that I've seen Foreigner. I was able to catch up with Jeff and the guys down at the Downstream Casino right on the Missouri-Oklahoma border. And what a great show that was. And just the fist pumping. People get so into these shows. These songs are great. You think about all that Foreigner's done. I mean, the hits, Jukebox Hero, Urgent, I Want to Know What Love Is, Hot Blooded. They really bring it. And I can't wait for this show coming up here in a really big venue. This will probably be the biggest venue that I've ever seen Foreigner in. Going to be great to see that. And of course, on the 40th anniversary tour, Mick and the guys have had, some of the former members come in. Definitely Lou Graham joined them on stage for a couple songs a couple weeks ago, and we'll see if that happens anymore on this tour as it goes, I believe through October. So a lot of dates coming left for Foreigner. Be sure to check them out, and be sure to check us out, musicmaniapodcast.com. All of our shows are there. They're archived. Be sure to leave us some feedback. _show on Twitter. Always appreciate you subscribing, pressing that subscribe button, on iTunes, on YouTube, whichever way you choose to listen to us. Guys, it's been a true pleasure. It's been a busy summer. Keep it going. Still a lot of shows to see, a lot of things to do. So thanks so much for joining me. Clint Switzer from the Music Mania Podcast out.